Welcome back to LST 101, Lifestyle Training 101. It is the weekend for September 9th. We just had lots of news on North Korea. This is a screenshot from CNBC with North Korea pressuring stocks supposedly. And we even have Hurricane Irma going through with this as the projected path for the hurricane. And even with these two major kind of news items, the markets are just trumping higher. No idea how that's happening or why that's happening in terms of logic, but this past week we actually did make some money. We bought puts today, meaning Tuesday. This was on this chart September 5th. So at the market open near 2470, we bought puts. We bought the September 22nd 247 strike puts at the market, and then that was at 9:05. So basically, if you put in the order at 9:05, it'll trigger at 9:30. Alternatively, anytime in the morning, if you put in the order by 1 p.m., you would have locked in. Well, this was probably around a $2,000 position, so that 2,000 became probably like 3,600 or so, and at that point we sold half. So that was at 24.45. That we actually issued that sell right at the low, or very close to it, at 1:12 p.m. Unfortunately, it bounced back, so the other half that we held on didn't have profits yet. But right now, the market's kind of consolidating. It's hitting this 2470 region, but at the same time, it's not falling apart. There was a potential kind of 1-2 setup where you have this A wave up, this B wave down, followed by a big, multi-day wave 1, and then an ABC wave 2, and then a wave 3. So the wave 3, it's still possible, so I'm watching out for that. Sometimes before the wave 3 happens, you get an AB, which could be this, and then you get the wave 3 up. So the thing is, if it gets into this 2470 plus territory, then it very well could be that we're just going to go straight up, which is kind of ridiculous. But that's what the market is saying. Alternatively, if this AB doesn't happen before the 3, and instead this is a B wave high, then the pink count works out. So then we have an AB, and then this B can last several days, and then we should get a wave 1 down. So really not quite certain what's going to happen, and basically waiting for the market to give some more signs on that. And so this is the S&P 500 daily chart. So we had this, this is September and this is August, and we have kind of an ABC drop to 2420, and it's possible that's all we get for a wave 4. I was hoping for this next rally to be an ABC B wave, which it's still technically valid, but if we're going to get that C wave down, it's going to have to happen sometime soon, sometime like in the next week or two, because if it doesn't happen then, most likely we're going to be moving up. So that's the daily chart. And with silver, we're currently at 18. Recall that we previously issued on August 7th a buy alert on silver at 16.15, and since then it has not gone below or even gotten close to 16. It went to 17, consolidated for some time, and then from there went up to 17.4, and then jumped up to 17.9, and it's now trying to get over 18, at least stay there for some time. It's possible that we get a pullback. It doesn't matter at this point because we have a half position and we already took half profits on silver. But if this is a wave 3, then that would look favorable for more upside. So how the markets are performing now, it really, it's kind of an illustration of how news does not necessarily equal market movements. While it's fun to follow the news and try to create this kind of causation thing where it's like, oh, this is the news, therefore markets are up or down. It doesn't necessarily happen. When it does, you try to, human psychology is to try to connect the dots and make that as a causation thing. But hey, in reality, most of the time in the market, that's not what happens. Same thing with earnings reports. A lot of companies beat earnings and then stock falls, and then they say, oh, it's guidance. Well, it could be a number of different things. And so this how the market's performing now. I bet all-time highs with all kinds of negative news. Even with Congress coming back from vacation, I thought that would kind of create some elevated volatility for a sustained period of time, but yet that hasn't happened. So it's important to not put too much emphasis on news when it comes to analyzing the stocks, um, and be open or at least be adaptable to whatever the market says. So right now, I laid out two different options that can happen with the S&P 500: the orange bullish, uber bullish count to the upside, and then also the potential B wave kind of stall with the pink wave, in which case we would have to fall sometime soon. So both options are possible, and we'll just have to wait it out to get more clues. For the rest of you guys, if you're in Florida, wish you guys a safe evacuation, and hopefully the storm passes by with as little flood damage as possible. Right now, the winds are kind of starting to die down, but it's going to pick up as it gets over the warm waters. And so, if any of you guys are in that space, make sure you guys get into safety. So that is the market update for September 9th. Uh, Make sure you subscribe to our email newsletter, watch us on YouTube, listen to us on iTunes podcast, and check out our website, LST101, which is lifestyletraining101.com. And I'll see you guys next time.